Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Selby Farm Estates, where today we're doing some silage with the Krone Big X and the MAN truck. MAN TGS 18.480. We have the biggest tipper we can possibly get on the back of the MAN, because I don't plan on stamping up too much. And before anybody complains about the MAN truck being unrealistic, do please check YouTube, because there are videos of a farm in County Cork, Ireland that does actually use a MAN truck for silage. So I've done my research. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is actually a realistic setup, believe it or not. Maybe not for corn silage, but definitely for grass silage. I have seen a MAN truck in the fields. On YouTube, granted, but in the fields. I don't know why I had GPS open. I've actually, before the video started, I checked to make sure there were tip calls on the silage pits here at the cow area, and there are, so that has now been double checked. There are tip calls here, which is the entire reason I basically restarted the map. Which means I can continue testing without many problems. Yes, the texture here is potatoes. That is a known issue. This field was presumably put down in FS15, and yeah, it's a known little thing in FarmSim. For whatever reason, if you're converting a map, the seeded texture magically turns into potatoes. For reasons of because. Never did understand that, but it is a thing. That's why so many maps, including Chellington, actually had this exact issue. And ooh, there's a way into this field from the animal purchase point, which is a bit different. Oh, there's the Big M. It's just a bit abandoned, like most of the equipment on the farm. I should say Lancey has put this map into Giant System. He's having, from what I've heard, he's playing map tennis with them. Where they're telling him stuff to fix, and he's fixing them, and I'm telling him stuff to fix, and he's fixing it, and this map is basically being double tested at the moment, so that is always good. It means the map will be even higher quality when you guys get your hands on it. The plan is for it to be released on console, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to say that now before anybody asks. The mods I'm using at the moment, though, which would be Seasons, and Follow Me, and Glands, I guess. They are not planned for console because they can't be hard-coded into the game. Which, I guess I apologize for using mods that can't be on console, but I'm using PC, so ha 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 ha. So, let's move on to the actual video. 3 minutes in. I'm going to do silage because I want to double check the silos are actually working now. Because there's still a few pitfalls that could happen with silage in the clamp. I've seen them before, so I will know if I start seeing them again. I do have my obligatory RainbowDave cup of tea. I need to get a branded mug, I think, because I'm always drinking tea, and it'd be nice for streams to have it like a RainbowDave gaming mug. A big one, mind you, that I could use. Actually, it'd have to be a thermos, so that might limit how big it could be. But that'd be kind of awesome to have, is a mug with RainbowDave gaming on it. Just as a fun little question, I guess. Would you guys, if I were to look into the likes of Spreadshirt and whatever for selling merchandise, would you guys be interested in that or no? Because it's something I'd like to look into, but only if you guys would be interested. I don't want to be, you know, promoting stuff that you guys don't like, or you guys basically have no interest in, and you think that I was just in it for the money. No. I want to offer things to you. I want to give you things, if I can at all. And I think it'd be nice to offer you maybe mouse mats or some, you know, just little things that I wouldn't necessarily have to charge a fortune for via Spreadshirt. I would do my best to keep the prices as low as possible. But we are making progress. I got the trailer over half full now. We won't have very far to go when we're unloading it. We're just bringing it over to that yard there. This is probably the best field to start off with on the chaff. This is the big X580. It's got the 6-meter header on it, so it's not going to be the quickest harvest in the world. This may well be moved into a video, not a video, stream. Friday stream to be specific. And yeah, it's just a case of get everything done as well as possible. It's 70% full now, so we should be... We probably won't get a second headland done here, and I do realise the truck is doing a bit of a weird dance. I don't know why, but it is. It's a thing that happens with Follow Me, I guess. It's what it's doing, I think, is it's trying to figure out exactly how close it wants to be, and it's not 100% sure. And possibly there's a minor conflict with the terrain response mod, so it's kind of bouncing to the left and correcting to the right, and then bouncing to the right and correcting to the left. Because I'm driving in a pretty much perfectly straight line, and the truck isn't. The other point is I do have it set to be ahead of the harvester, so it's possibly being a bit wonky because of that. But 82% full of chaff now, and in real life you'd probably have a tractor come along and empty it out, but I want to make sure that the clamp is working correctly, and I can't figure out how to courseplay that to work within a reasonable time frame, because it would take 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 different courses, and by the time that I'd figured it out, the field would be cut, and it'd be just as fast for me to, you know, drive the truck myself and let everything be what it be. 90% now, 60,000 litres, 53,000 litres even. 52 and then I said 60. Well done, Dave. Maths. I should mention, I'm recording this on Monday. I'm actually ahead of myself for once. Or ahead of what I usually do. It's 5 minutes to 10 in the evening, so of course I am derpy. It is late, I am derpy. It is early, I am derpy. It is literally a time on a day ending in the letter Y, and I am derpy. So, I'm doing my best to not be stupid and not to flip things, but it's me. You know my reputation. 98%. We might actually get a second headland. 99. I think this trailer takes 60,000 litres, 59,000, it's full. So let's shift F. I should have control left over here. Oh well, I'll know that for next time. I am also using the dirt tire mod thing, which I think is on consoles now, hard coded into the game. Let's put the cover on the trailer. Get the truck into the cow yard. I'm actually driving at an angle, so you guys can maybe get a view of my steering inputs. Don't want to use Trackhead today because, well, I've used it in the other videos. Whoa, stop. I use it on all streams, and I like having a mix of videos, so no Trackhead today. Maybe in the next video, or kind of mix and match, really. That hedge protrudes just the tiniest bit too far there. Right. So now for the fun bit where I have to try and figure out how to get the truck in. And I actually do it first time. Interesting. I've actually done it so well I'm about to hit the wheel loader. Let's just shove that out of the way. And start dumping chaff here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally reverse just until I hit the point there. That's where it should start interacting with tip calls. I'm just going to watch the... ooh. Okay, so it's going through. Tip calls have seemingly failed. So let's have a look at what's going on here. While the trailer closes itself up. Let's have a look here. Is there a tip call on the back? There. Aha! I see the point of failure. No, ooh, maybe not. So there's a tip call here that you can see. As I interact with it, it causes a massive amount of lag. Can I get on top of the hedge, please? Lancey, you made the hedges too big. Oh, there. Oh, has he put the tip call too far back, or is it just not working? I think I know what's happened here. And it's a relatively easy fix, but it would require me to restart the map again. Also, there's a giant trigger floating in the sky. I'm slightly concerned that might in fact be the Silage trigger. In fact, I'm almost sure now that is the Silage trigger that is floating above the clamp. Which might explain why I'm not getting any fill level for this chaff. Or, yeah, what Lancey's unintentionally done is he's made silage clamps that can't create sight. Oh dear. I'm kind of glad he's on Discord now because I can send him a quick PM after the video. This is the joys of testing a map. The tip call issue is probably going to be easily fixed. I'll bring the map into GE and see if I can't get it rectified. But what I'm going to need to do first is I'm going to need to stop all work here. Which means I need to stop this. And where's the big X? Stop you. Grab the 8R, grab the Merlot, because I am going to need... I can possibly fix the tip calls in the shed over there while I'm at it. I'm going to need to do some work here. I'm going to need to sell the grain. The reason I got to sell the grain is very simple. The grain has to be sold because I need to run a tip call script in Giant's Editor to hopefully get the tip calls working correctly. And I need to sell the grain because when I run that script, it's going to generate new tip calls, and I need to delete the tip call mask from the map, from the save game, which means that this grain will magically disappear. So the logic here is, if I sell the grain, it can't disappear. If it's not there to begin with, it can't disappear. So in a bit of weird late summer selling, I'm getting rid of the grain. Merlot needs to pop up like that. There we go. I'm gonna need to turn the 8R on actually, just to see how full the trailer is. Which I know I'm not gonna fill the trailer with the wheat that I have, but the barley I have will cause some issues. I'll also need to figure out what the best sell point for them is. Really not a fan of this Merlot because I'll need to change... I can fix it, but I'll need to change some stuff in the vehicle. I think it's going to be in the vehicle XML to correct the binding issue. Because it's an axis is... an axis is basically defined backwards. That's the axis that moves the implement up, like tilts the implement. And because that's backwards, it's causing all sorts of issues. And so this axis here that I'm moving now is the issue. And it's backwards from literally everything else in the game, which is a real shame. And I don't quite know why Arm Team did that. But they did define it back to front, and I'll need to redefine it the correct way around, which shouldn't be too big a deal. Also, I won't be releasing my Merlot edit. I don't like releasing edits without asking permission, and as far as I know, the ARM team don't speak English. Also, they probably don't give permission for people to release their edits, or their, edits of their mods. So, I will tell you guys how to fix the Merlot. I'll walk you through it. I'll do a tutorial, but I won't give out the finished product. I think I could even give out the XML that fixes it, but I can't give out the entire mod. But what I'll do is I'll give you guys some education and teach you how to fix it instead of doing it all the hard work for you. Because there is a certain amount of joy to be gained from tinkering with mods and figuring out what's wrong and fixing it. Now, I know what's wrong with the Merlot. This axis is defined incorrectly. I don't know the fix yet, but when I do, and what I'll do is we'll record the entire process of me figuring out the fix, probably tomorrow, Tuesday, and it'll be up at some point during the week. Because XMLs can be quite difficult to figure out. They are painful and indecipherable beasts. And it's why mods have issues 90% of the time. Where do I need to go with the wheat is my next question. The wheat needs to go to prices. Wheat needs to go to Gomez Ridge Acres. Not the BGA, because the BGA is not operational at the moment. And Gomez Ridge Acres is... wrong button. Over here. So if I just tag the place there, it should now... there it is over there. So what I'm going to do is spin around a bit because I've completely forgotten which way is out. Close up the lid of the trailer and bring this down to Gomez Ridge Acres via the cows, because that's going to be the quickest way down there. As I have another sip of tea. And a tip for those of you who, like me, drink tea slowly, but drink a lot of it. A thermos mug is the single greatest acquisition you can get. Because I can drink a cup of tea over the course of 2 hours as opposed to 20 minutes. And I know a lot of people will make tea and just like, oh, I've got tea, it's gone. I'm one of these people who's like, oh, I've got tea. Here goes 3 hours of my life. And... sorry, I'm just kind of a bit distracted by this wall. That is exactly what I want. Those of you that don't know, I'm building my own map, and I'm always on the lookout for potential things. And I should say I have asked Lancyboi already if it's alright if I take things from the map. I've asked his permission to use prefabs and stuff from the map. So, if you see anything that you recognize from here, don't worry, it's all above board. I just want some wonky walls, because the walls that I currently have, also with permission, I'm not gone on as an Irish style. This is something that can sometimes be a bit hard for people to understand, is... well, you've got what you want already, but no, not perfect. And that's why maps take so long. It's like, I like what I've got, but it could be better. And ooh, here's a shiny thing. So yeah. Also, I'm really liking the fences. They're quite nice fences. Now, one thing that... This has really gone completely away from what I wanted to do. I was fully intending on doing just silage today and having a silage video, but seeing as the clamp is non-functional, and I will be letting Lancey know this. Seeing as the clamp is non-functional still, I have to change my plans, and my plans are now to fix the clamp myself, which should in theory be fine. And also because I need to learn how to do it anyway. There is no harm in... Oh, that's interesting. It's actually... Okay, this could be interesting. Let's stop and get weighed, like good girls. 22,997 as we're entering. This is going to be an interesting one because we will be lighter upon leaving. Yeah, good luck bringing a... You could probably fit a man truck around here pretty easily, actually, now that I'm driving around the 8R. With a sizable trailer on the back. Yeah, you can fit a man truck around here, no problem. If you're a good driver, you can fit pretty much anything around here. Fortunately, I'm occasionally a good driver. So it's 22,997 we were entering. It is now 19,242. So whoever wants to do the maths can do the maths and figure out exactly how heavy the grain actually was. What I'll do is I'll just bring this back to the grain yard, and when I get down there we'll finish up the episode. Because, yeah, I've no real other plans for today, I'm afraid. I'll figure something out for Friday, hopefully with the... well, I'll have to sell more grain, obviously. I'll figure something out for Friday that we can work on. Ideally with fixed silage bunkers, which means the silage that's currently in the bunker will likely be demolished again. I'll also need to sell the corn, won't I? Or what I'll probably do is I'll just buy a couple of IT runner trailers and bring them over and just load the corn into them temporarily while I'm fixing things, so that the IT runners will keep the corn safe while in case I do need to, well, in the eventuality that I do need to reset the tip calls again. So sometimes you have to come up with workarounds for weird things that maybe you shouldn't need to do. Well, sometimes with testing, you need to come up with weird workarounds and improvisations. And my weird workaround and improvisation for, oh hey, I've got some crops on the ground and I don't want that going to waste. I'll probably do it with the chaff as well, is I'll just load it into IT runners. And a bunch of them. So I can come back later on and just bring the one trailer around and start dumping everything out. But that is going to do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this very, very improvised video. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Selby Farm Estates by Lancyboi. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button below and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back this evening, actually, on Pemberlin Estates, Pemberlin Farm by Dusty Dave. I'll be doing a stream on there, so do feel free to check that out. He has Dusty Dave has actually put that map through the Giants as well. I'm playing on the what I call the release candidate. This is a release candidate of Selby. I don't ever say the map is finished. It's just release candidates. And released versions. But until then, stay safe and goodbye.